This is a chart of Bitcoin right now, and it might be repeating a move we saw back in 2021. The move right before the major crash. Remember, after hitting a new all-time high, we crashed down to 30K? If you go back and look, the structure is very similar. First, we went to 64K and hit a new all-time high. Then dropped back to around 50K. Ranged a bit, and then we went up to grab liquidity around 60K area before crashing straight to 30K. I'm afraid one of the things we might see in 2026 is something like this. Let's check this out on the chart. First of all, the 100K area is psychological. It's super important, and we lost that toward the end of 2025. Second, the price action here is critical. We had a base, a support that got engulfed, then a base and drop. In price action, we call this an FTR, failure to return. It failed to return up. This aligns with the 100K supply zone and the psychological level. So it's a heavy resistance. So it could be a potential trap. When price goes up, a lot of liquidity and FOMO will come back to Bitcoin. If we claim above 100K, say 201K or 102K, I think a lot of buy orders will be opened. And then boom, we have a massive crash that liquidates every single person on the planet. And that would be the beginning of the end of this cycle or a crypto winter for 2026. But scenario number 2 is that the show goes on. In this scenario, we see a new all-time high again, or at least reclaim 100K. For this to work, we must hold key levels. We better not go below 80K. If we hold, there's a chance we go back up to 126K or even higher. And by a new all-time high, I don't mean just inching past. It could be significant. We could see 150K or in the most extreme scenario, 200K. It is possible. Why? Because the environment for Bitcoin today is completely different from 5 years ago. I actually made a video a few weeks ago about crypto in 2026 where I explain why the environment is much better now. So go watch that at the end of this video. But just imagine this, 5 years ago, everyone was just against the crypto. China was banning Bitcoin, countries were fighting it, and the whole market would crash just because of one Elon Musk tweet. I even remember Jordan Belfort, the Wall Street guy, jumping in and trying to pump meme coins. It was a mess. Back then, it was just dogs and cats memes. It was a crazy, volatile time, and people thought Bitcoin was a scam. Now imagine telling your 5 years ago self that today we have Bitcoin ETFs, we have altcoins ETFs, and the President of the United States, Donald Trump, has his own meme coin. Even the First Lady has a meme coin. You would have called your future self crazy. You wouldn't have believed it in a million years. The things that sound ridiculous today might happen tomorrow. So while a 200K target sounds crazy at the moment, with adoption from banks and governments, it's absolutely possible. So here are my specific predictions for 2026. The bearish scenario is that we lose 60K level. If it dropped below 60K, we could go to 50K or even 40K. This could be triggered by major geopolitical conflicts like a World War III scenario. The casual bullish scenario is that we don't have a massive rally. The high remains around 100K or 90K, and the low would be 60K. And we range between these levels. The good bullish scenario is that we see continued support from the tech and the government in 2026. We hit a target like 150K. The extreme bull scenario is that if assets like Bitcoin become a store of value during global conflicts, the same as gold, or adoption for Bitcoin goes crazy, we would see a target like 200K. In conclusion, it's hard to predict exactly what is going to happen, but whether you are a trader or a holder, you need to make an educated guess based on the data. And please follow these rules. Number 1, don't invest more than you can lose. Whatever scenario happens, ensure you're safe. Trust me, that part is important. If you invest more than you can afford and one move goes against you, you are going to feel like you're having a heart attack. That is one of the worst feelings in the world. Every trader has felt that before. Number 2 is that don't be greedy. And yes, we might see a liquidity grab and crash like 2021 or 2022, but the bull scenario is equally valid given the institutional adoption and the changed environment. So for 2026, there's a real chance things end well, or we see a significant correction first. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe, and I also recommend you to watch this video as well. Peace.